For decades, the Department of War kept its deepest aerospace secrets locked away on heavily encrypted servers. Raw, multi-sensor military telemetry has replaced the era of blurry camera footage and official dismissals pointing to weather balloons. Under the 2026 Pursue Transparency Initiative, the government has declassified a second massive wave of internal files. They have taken verified radar logs and thermal tracking logs directly from their combat networks and pushed them into the public domain. Today, we are going to look closely at 4 specific newly unsealed cases to examine exactly what happens when our military hardware intercepts physics that defy our current understanding of flight. The availability of this primary source data transforms these encounters into a subject of forensic science and aerospace engineering. We start in November 2004, 100 miles off the coast of San Diego. The USS Nimitz carrier strike group tracked multiple radar anomalies intruding into their airspace. This chart shows the radar tracking data. While human-made aircraft have a fixed terminal velocity, sensors recorded these objects dropping from 80,000 feet to sea level in a matter of seconds. Commander David Fravor moved in to intercept. Below his jet, he observed a 40-foot, smooth, white object shaped exactly like a breath mint, mirroring his flight path without any visible wings or rotors. The unsealed FLIR targeting footage confirms his visual report. There are no control surfaces to steer the craft, and no heat exhaust plumes to indicate a conventional engine. The object accelerates rapidly enough to generate thousands of G-forces without producing a sonic boom. Any known material moving at that speed would disintegrate under the intense pressure. Accelerating instantly without tearing apart or breaking the sound barrier means aerodynamic drag has been bypassed entirely. 11 years later, in 2015, pilots from the USS Theodore Roosevelt encountered a similar profile operating off the East Coast. The declassified pilot audio and tracking data describe a coordinated fleet of these anomalies. They were recorded moving at hypersonic speeds in tight synchronization. The targeting pod captured what is now known as the gimbal video. A dark, oval-shaped craft stops mid-flight, then tilts on its central axis, spinning like a top while holding a stationary hover. The telemetry logs indicate that it executed this maneuver directly into a 120-knot headwind. A conventional aircraft would need massive directed thrust to fight that weather. Holding a perfect spinning hover against hurricane-force winds indicates a propulsion mechanism that operates outside of standard gravity and inertia. Another dataset from the Pursue Vault takes us to April 2013, over Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. A Customs and Border Protection aircraft locked its infrared sensors onto a fast-moving metallic sphere. The thermal feed tracked the small object flying low across an active commercial airport runway, maintaining a steady speed of over 100 miles per hour. As it heads toward the coast, the sphere impacts the surface of the Atlantic Ocean. At that speed, water acts like a solid, but the object does not shatter or lose momentum. The airborne sensor tracks the object beneath the waves, where the bright thermal signature splits. One object becomes 2 distinct targets, continuing their forward trajectory underwater. Moments later, the dual targets breach the surface and immediately resume flight, returning to the air without slowing down. This is a demonstration of transmedium capability. Operating an aerospace vehicle as a submarine requires material science that remains beyond our current reach. The data takes a different turn in February 2023, shifting from maritime encounters to domestic airspace over the freezing expanse of Lake Huron. NORAD detected an anomaly lingering over the water. Scrambled jets found a large, dark, octagonal structure trailing loose cords, completely unresponsive to communication. While press briefings suggested a civilian balloon, the multi-agency logs show the object actively evading commercial radar bands while hovering in absolute silence. The military authorized a direct response. An F-16 launched a multi-million-dollar Sidewinder missile over U.S. waters to bring the structure down. The Lake Huron intercept demonstrates that UAPs are now treated as active, radar-evading threats within domestic American borders. The unsealed Pursue documents confirm 3 distinct physical traits: instantaneous acceleration, inertial defiance, and seamless transmedium survival. This telemetry shows that the most advanced aerospace engineering currently operating in our atmosphere does not belong to any known human military. Under the Pursue initiative, the Department of War is moving these internal aerospace archives into the public domain, making the data available for external scrutiny. The portal at war.gov/UFO is live. Anyone with an internet connection can download the exact radar logs, thermal videos, and flight data we have reviewed. We no longer have to rely on leaks or declassified summaries. The vault is open, and the task of analyzing what is flying in our skies has been handed directly to the public.